What's up guys, Bloodshed here, bringing you the Melee Mancer build for Diablo 3, patch 2.6.1, season 12. Let's go, Necromancer build, okay? So this is Melee Mancer. It's very similar to the classic Bone Storm build that we know and love. So it's Inarius, and they buff the Ledger's Disdain, so now it does 80% increased damage for each point of essence it restores. So you want to group up a bunch of enemies and group up density, right, around the elites, and you're going to be restoring so much essence, it's just going to do a tremendous amount of damage. And that's kind of like the combo, and you want to do it in your poison convention cycle, and you would pop bone armor, stun them during poison, and then just start cleaving to death, and then immediately you're restoring so much essence you have to continuously dump it with singularity. So it's basically a Melee Mancer build. It's pretty awesome. Let me take it out for a spin for you guys. I guess before I go, Wheat Thin, it's his build. The links will be down there in the description. This is an ongoing change throughout the PTR, so check the build often. It'll be updated throughout the PTR and beyond. I cleared a 92 with this build, but there's a lot of potential for this build, and it's nice to have different play styles. Either way, let's let's jump into like an 85 or something like that. So poison cycle, you want to stun and do your damage. I just look around, look for a little bit of density. Oh man, we're taking lots of damage here. I had to pop my bone armor a little bit earlier to stun them. It's very similar to classic Bone Storm. So we're applying curses with every swing, and it's putting leech on it, and then our 6-piece bonus is actually proccing that and healing us. So it's kind of like a ghetto Mirne gem, if you think about it. The little ghetto version of that. I'm gonna wait for poison. I actually used my cooldown early. What is it with me and using my cooldown early? It's actually healing us that way. We're also applying Decrepify, and we're applying Frailty. So it's gonna, oh, this is a Juggernaut, okay. So this is gonna be a little bit tougher anyway. So let's just sit here and chop away at it. I feel in debt to this guy. Die, 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 Frailty. Nayers also got buffed. Nayers Black Death. You can see it down here on my bar. It got buffed to 100% of damage per stack. So that got increased. It used to be 60. I mean, it used to be 100, right? And then they nerfed it to 60 per stack. I don't know. It's 100 now. So it's buffed. So that definitely helps. All we have to keep up is 4 stacks, which isn't terribly difficult to do. I need to be dumping my essence a lot more. So as soon as you have full essence, you're doing like no damage. So I can definitely get better at that. They also changed Dainty's Binding. So now you get damage reduction based on any curse. So we're constantly swinging, we're constantly cursing. So that's a nice bonus, is that we're getting that damage reduction on every swing. We don't have to just hope to Decrepify procs with the build. And it does open up more combos for speeds and for other curses instead of just having to carry Decrepify on everything. So let's actually do the combo properly. So we wait for poison, jump in, stun. Is this another jug? And then we swing away, and then here's another jug. It is another jug. So these examples are horrible. I'm basically the worst, because these are the worst examples. But it allows me to explain it, I guess, over and over, and you guys can kind of get the gist of it. We're also using, what are we using differently? We're using Simplicity's Strength, so that's also healing us with every swing. It's a generator item. The Kalan, the Wisdom of Kalan, is going to give us 5 extra stacks on bone armor, so that's really good, help us keep us alive. And since we're using the Inarius set, we do get more out of it. So poison, I'm going to pop it a little bit early, or late, I guess that would be late. Let's pop our channeling, that way we get bone armor also back. We can just kind of spam it and go crazy. Another jug, that's 3 jugs. How unfortunate. How unfortunate is that? This is a good situation though, because of the amount of density that we have. Let's wait for poison, pop it, and then we swing away. I'm not emptying my essence. You can see how I do no damage, I drop my essence, and then I'm doing damage again. So I know what I'm doing, it just takes a little bit of muscle memory to get it going the right way. I wonder if I should fight this guy, or should I wait it out here? I love bringing these builds to you guys. I hope you enjoy the new format. It allows me to get more videos out faster, and then put a guide, attach a guide to it, or you know what I mean, a work in progress guide. That way you guys can play along. If you see something you're like, ooh, cool, like, you know, I want to try it out. It gives you an opportunity to actively run the same thing I'm running. What else is happening with the build? Convention of Elements we talked about, Kalan, Nayers. We're using Depth Diggers, of course, and Crispin, so every time we stun, we're getting that 300% multiplicative damage to all the enemies around us. Die! Wait for poison, and then stun, and then they all die. So that's like our big kind of DPS combo, I suppose. We're also running with Unity, so we are a little bit more tankier than you would think. We're on the front lines here, so it's pretty chill. I'm waiting for my poison to come up, to dump it, and then start DPSing. Throw a few swings. Typically, I noticed it's 2 swings, then you have to dump. If it's a big density pile, you only have about 2 swings, then you have to dump your essence. One cool thing about the build also is we don't need any cooldown. It's all area damage, attack speed based. So you don't have to like hit these crazy cooldown breakpoints with the build or anything like that. And then that makes it a lot easier to gear for. You don't need like these quadfecta gloves. The quadfecta actually would actually help because you get attack speed, double crit, and cooldown. So scrap that, but you don't need crazy cooldown, which a lot of people don't like being a slave to cooldown builds. Especially these days, it seems to be really popular with Necromancer. No Land of the Dead, nothing like that. We're also using Nemesis Bracers. So like you see, I got an elite from the pylon, so you don't have any wasted pylons for the most part. If you get a power at the end of a rift, I know that's extremely frustrating. I've been there many times, it feels bad. You get a pylon at the end of the rift, or you get a conduit, you're at least guaranteed gonna get 1 elite. You can see I'm doing a better job at dumping my essence, and I'm just doing way more damage overall. Let's go ahead and push in here. Look for some more density, and this is where the build shines. You want big density piles. You're gonna have to do this at a higher level, at a higher GR level anyway. So pop it, drop it, pop it. Don't die, blood. You have a lot to live for. You gotta film this video, man. If you can get Inoculus rings, that's good, but it's not 100% necessary. One thing that is 100% necessary is Essa Johan on your follower. So no matter what follower you choose, make sure you're rocking Essa Johan because it's gonna help group up the enemies really nicely. And if they're grouped up, they're taking tremendous amount of area damage with the build. And it just allows you to cleave all of them and do damage in a huge, like I was saying, like the more density, the more essence you're restoring, the more damage you're doing. So let's go ahead and wait for poison. We're on physical cycle right now, so I can actually jump in, stun, and blast. Very nice. So if you guys stuck it to the end of the video here with me, it gives you a better idea of when I was playing it wrong to where I was actually playing it better. Another tip is I number lock skeletons. So it's just wherever I'm hovering my mouse, it's just constantly exploding, and that's keeping up our what's the passive that increases your armor? Standalone? Yeah, that one. I don't have chat to baby me. I have to think of it on my own. Yeah, it helps you keep that up 100% because the skeletons are constantly exploding. So you have to kind of tap it. You can't hold it down a little bit, but it works out great. Every time you get a skeleton, it's basically exploding on itself, keeping up 4 stacks. Here comes poison. I'm gonna stun and burst and GG's. Cool, so I hope you guys enjoyed this demonstration. I hope you liked this format like I was saying. And check out Weedy's build down in the description. I'm gonna make sure he keeps it updated, and I'll put a link to his YouTube channel if I can find it. He's also part of the clan. He's a blood brother just like us, man. So if you're new here, make sure to hit that sub button. It helps me out a lot. I'm gonna be doing videos for almost every single change on the PTR. It's a lot of work. We're gonna do 2 videos a day, 1 in the morning and 1 at night. So I hope you enjoy the increased content. I love the increased workload. I love making videos. So that's gonna be all for me today. This is the Bloodshed. I'm out of here. Peace.